Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about a topic, the plan scope management. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management or you are planning to give exam of PMBOK in near future. So let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that many videos can reach to you. Friend, plan scope management process, tools and techniques transforms inputs to outputs. Plan scope management is the process where you figure out how you perform the rest of the processes in the scope management knowledge area. All the knowledge areas in PMBOK project management body of knowledge follows the same structure. You first plan how you wanted to perform the rest of the processes in that knowledge area. So plan scope management is the blueprint of how you perform all other scope management processes in your project. Essentially, plan scope management process determines the approach of how you gather the requirements, define the scope of your project, create the work breakdown structure and arrive at work package to deliver, control and validate the scope of the project. The plan scope management process helps you to brainstorm and think about everything that you must do to keep your project focused on what to deliver as per your project scope. Now, when to perform plan scope management process? When to perform the plan scope management process? Actually, this determines the input to the plan scope management process. Project charter is an important input to this process as this already contains the high level scope of the project. So project charter is certainly a good candidate to start with. Hence the output of develop project charter is an input to plan scope management process. Project management plan is an input to plan scope management process and a scope management plan is an input to develop project management plan. Okay, so yes, because project management plan is made up of lot of subsidiary management plans, so when you are developing scope management, an approach that you are considering for creating other subsidiary plans such as time management plan, cost management plan, communication management plan, etc. Plan scope management process, tools and techniques, and inputs and output. As we have already discussed, the primary input of plan scope management process are the output of develop project charter and develop project management plan process. Plan scope management process, tools and techniques convert the inputs to output. Plan scope management process, tools and techniques are expert judgment and meetings. There are two outputs of plan scope management process. They are a scope management plan and requirement management plan. Plan scope management process inputs. Eventually, project charter contains a high level description of the project scope, the deliverables in the project, and important or high level milestones of the project. So, project charter would be a good starting point to plan for scope management process. As we have already discussed, the ideas and approaches in some of the other subsidiary management plans can be useful while developing a scope management plan. Please note most of these subsidiary plans will be developed in parallel, hence it is good idea to reuse some ideas, information from other subsidiary plans into the plan scope management process. Your organization may have best practices on how to manage the project scope. This may impact the way you are planning of scope management in your project. Organizational process assets might have historical scope management plan from historic projects which may be of help instead of starting everything from scratch. Plan scope management process, tools and technique. It has expert judgment, taking help from experts who dealt with the similar process of creating the scope management plan in other projects. Meeting with stakeholders may help to discuss and agree your approach and plan towards managing the rest of the scope management process. Actually, now we can discuss about the output. Friend, the output, the plan scope management process produces two primary outputs: scope management plan and the requirement management plan. Both of the scope management plan and requirement management plan helps you to determine what is in the scope of your project and what is not. Okay, so this is very important actually. Here the we have to understand what is a scope management plan. Scope management plan lets you determine the processes you and your project team will follow, as how you document a scope as you learn more about the project scope, how you create the work breakdown structure from it, and finally how you validate and control the scope of the project. Now, what is the requirement management plan? On the other hand, requirement management plan tells you the approach of how to collect requirements, what techniques you may use to gather requirements, how to report the requirements, how to document the requirements, tracking mechanism of the requirements, requirement changes, how to process them, prioritization of requirements, how you build the traceability matrix for the requirement, how to resolve the conflicts arise in the requirements. Please note that both the scope management plan and requirement plans are subsidiary plans to the project management plan here. Okay, so firstly the scope management process determines the approach of how to perform all other scope management process in the project. There are two primary inputs for the plan scope management process. They are project charter, output of develop project charter process, then project management plan, the output of develop project management plan process. Plan scope management process tools and techniques are expert judgment and meetings. There are two primary outputs of the process are scope management plan and the requirement management plan. So scope management plan help us as a blueprint to drive all other scope management process. Okay. Then on the other hand, requirement management plan will tell you how to collect, record, track and manage the requirements throughout your project here. Then friend, basically the process of plan scope management, which is the process of creating a scope management plan that documents how the project scope will be defined, validated and controlled. The key benefit of this process is that it provides guidance and direction on how scope will be managed throughout the project here. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you friends.